A couple of months ago, our Maytag washer started making a lot of noise once it hit the rinse cycle. And over the weeks that followed, every time a load of laundry was done, it just kept getting louder. Anyhow, I decided to check our records just to see how old our washer and dryer were, and I was shocked to discover we bought them over 20 years ago. So, kind of signaled that it was time to replace them with a new set of washer and dryer set. Anyhow, hence we're going to get in the car today and drive over to Concord, which is one of my favorite drives, which I'll tell you about in a minute. But the reason we're going over to Concord is that's our favorite appliance store. It's called Friedmans Appliance in Concord. And it's one of my favorite drives because it takes us through the East Bay Hills, which, as you can see, we're climbing up right now here along Mountain Boulevard and getting onto the freeway. Now, this particular freeway that we're getting on is one of the shortest freeways in California. It's California Highway 13, and it's only about 7 miles long. It runs on the south end from the junction of I-580 to the north end, just beyond the junction of California 24, and about another mile into the city of Berkeley. Anyhow, the East Oakland Hills here rise up about to 1,200 feet above sea level. The airport in Oakland is at sea level. Our house is about 80 feet above sea level. But as you can see here along California 13, it's a beautiful drive through the hills. Oh, the other thing I should point out is this freeway is appropriately numbered 13 because it follows the top of the Hayward Fault the entire length. And now we're coming to the junction of California 24, and this particular freeway runs from downtown Oakland through the Caldecott Tunnel and the East Bay Hills under them, and halfway through the tunnel we leave Alameda County and enter Contra Costa County, and it leads across the East Bay Hills all the way to what is called the Tri-Valley of Concord, Walnut Creek, San Ramon, and Livermore, which are, the valley is sandwiched between the East Bay Hills and the Diablo Range of mountains. And here we're entering the little village of Orinda. It's got a few thousand people in it, cute little movie theater and shopping district. And if you notice to the left there, the divider between the opposing east and west lanes is the BART tracks. That's our local train service. And off there in the distance there, you can see Mount Diablo, which is 3,849 feet high. We'll get a closer look as we pass through Lafayette. There's a better look of Mount Diablo right there. And now we're coming into Lafayette, and there's the Lafayette BART station there in the middle of the freeway. And there's Mount Diablo again in all its 3,900 foot glory as we come into Walnut Creek, and bear to the left to join up with Interstate 680, which runs southbound from San Jose north up through Solano County to where it joins I-80. Well, Walnut Creek's a pretty big little town. Somewhere in here, I'm not quite sure, is the borderline between Walnut Creek and Concord. But eventually we get to Concord. There we go, there's Concord. And here's our exit for Monument Boulevard, and we just passed Friedmans. It's that parking lot is a shopping center on the right there, and we have to come swing around to get into it, which you'll see here in just a moment. And here we're pulling into the parking lot at Friedmans Appliance, and we went in, bought us a new washer dryer, and they promised to deliver and install them in a couple of days. So we're looking forward to our new appliances, and of course they'll take away the old ones for us. In the meantime, it's time to head back home to Oakland. This area is typically called Inland East Bay. Inland as opposed to Bayside East Bay. You know, Oakland's right on the bay, but once you cross the hills, then you're in what's called Inland East Bay. Seems like this light lasts forever. But now we're getting back on the freeway, which is Interstate 680 heading southbound. Headed towards Walnut Creek. And here we go, just crossed into Walnut Creek. And now we're back on Highway 24 headed towards Oakland. And keep in mind those BART tracks are on the left there, forming the divider between the east and westbound lanes of the freeway. Coming into Lafayette. There's the Lafayette BART station passing on the left, and there's a BART train heading down the tracks. Now, if you take a look at the bottom of the screen there, you'll see my speed at the moment is 65 miles an hour, which is the speed limit, but the train is running faster than I am. It's pulling away. The train's doing 70 on this section of track in here. It kind kind of disappears out of sight for a while, but we'll see it again up the road a little bit further. And there's the tail end, and the train is now slowing down because it's coming into the Orinda station, and it's all downhill into Orinda, so it has to slow down on the tracks. I think this is the part of the drive I've always liked the best, is coming back this way and climbing up through all of these hills. And it's just real pretty driving scenario. And here we are at the tunnel. And halfway through we'll be entering the city of Oakland and Alameda County again. And here we go, the jug handle onto 13 southbound. This is kind of a nice drive too. Most of it's downhill, although there is one large hill that you have to go up. That's coming up here shortly. We're still going downhill. And the nice thing about it is when the trees to the right are not there, you get a clear view of the whole flatland expanse of the city of Oakland, the Oakland airport. You can see all of San Francisco Bay. It's really beautiful, especially at night when the lights are on. Yeah, there's the area right in there where you can see the bay out there. I don't know whether you could see it. It goes by pretty quick when I sped up this film. And now we're coming to the end where 13 meets I-580, and that is also our exit for Seminary Avenue. And here we are back on our own street. At first I was planning to just pull right into our driveway, but just as we approached it and I started to slow down, Pat reminded me, hey, you gotta go to Walgreens and pick up your prescription. There's a tree in front of our house, and then we have to pass it by because we gotta go to Walgreens first. So on down the street in the flatlands. Like I said, it was 80 feet above sea level at our house, and the street is gradually going down towards sea level as we move down the street. We're probably at about 60 or 50 feet above sea level at this point. And we turn onto Foothill Boulevard and quickly into the parking lot at Walgreens. Look for a parking spot, no handicap, so look for another, and there was one here right to the left. So I ran in, so I got my prescription, took a few minutes, and back out. It's time to head on home. Now the thing about heading home is anytime we're coming from the southwest towards our house, we never turn into our driveway from this direction because there's always traffic coming at us in the other lane, and that would, if we stay in the right-hand lane and try to turn into our driveway, our tires hit the curb and that would damage the tires. So we always go around the block here at Millsbrae and Brand, Millsbrae, and MacArthur, and come back to the house always from the left so we can drive directly into the driveway from the opposite side of the street without damaging the car's tires. And that guy nicely backed up and let us get in. That's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed our area, and we love showing it to you.